Hey Verna, so it's kind of weird because when I go in here and look, it looks like a zip file, but then when I go to download, it downloads just an INDD file. So I got INDD files from you, um, which I need you to do a file package and give me a zip file. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. I am looking at your different designs here. I'm missing your fonts because we didn't get a proper zip file with the fonts included, which is, it happens, but I'll show you how to fix that. I can get somewhat of an idea of what you got going here. I like option 4, and option 3. Um, so I would say, these are pretty nice. I know this isn't your real font that you're using. I do like the way you're splitting up the business card here. I would say you've got to move these. So if we use the black arrow tool, we can bring this all the way out to those bleed lines. So if you push W on your keyboard, you can bring the background color past where it's going to be trimmed to the bleed line. That's important to get that correct in your file on both pages. So you'll have to push W on your keyboard and go with the white arrow, with the white background. You don't necessarily need to do that. These look a little stretched. You can fix that by just making this, just kind of sizing it down more into a square, I would say. This might be low resolution. It looks a little blurry to me. If I go to the links panel, I'm missing your links, so I can't really tell. But if they're AI files, they should be high resolution, but it just looks, and I'm in high quality display, so they look pixelated, but they are AI files, so this is just one that you copy and pasted over, I believe. You may need to do another image trace to a higher resolution image so that you're not getting pixelation on these. And then copy and paste them directly from Illustrator into InDesign. You can hop back and forth and just copy Command C, come into from Illustrator, and then come into InDesign and do a Command V. Yeah, and I almost would say, like, maybe try just lining these up. Oops. Well, I don't know what that's about, but see, this one looks really good. But just try lining them up, and making them all roughly the same size if possible. And you can change the corner options on these in the properties panel, where there's a corner under appearance. And if you go over here, you can actually change the corners. We can make them rounded. You can change the amount of rounding on there to match what you have here, just to get them all kind of consistent. So I would suggest doing that and like unstretching these. They're just kind of, they look stretched. And if you use the free transform tool, sometimes that can help you size things, but I would make everything roughly the same, width and height if possible. And just try and get everything looking the same, and lining them all up here maybe horizontally instead of vertically might be a good idea. Getting the spacing, better obviously than what I've done here, but yeah, just check over the project worksheet, make sure that you have all the elements that you're supposed to on here. I can't even remember what I put on there exactly, but you do have the icons, so that's good. And I would say maybe choose one of these colors, like maybe this lighter color, and bring that over and just stretch it up past the bleed lines. Arrange send to back in the properties panel under quick actions. And this, you could make this just all a color back here. Maybe just to kind of, because sometimes white looks unfinished. And then when you are done, just make sure that your images in your links panel are CMYK and high enough resolution. The effective PPI should be looking good. It looks like you don't have a whole lot of links here, but if you do, control click and then edit with, you can, if they're AI files, I guess you probably won't need to open them up in Photoshop and make them CMYK, but you can edit them with Illustrator, so you can control click or right click on a Windows, edit with, which I don't have it because I'm missing your links. And then you do edit with Illustrator, and it would open it up in Illustrator, and then just make sure that, you know, your file is the document color mode, which mine is grayed out, but let's just pretend that it opened up that TikTok logo. You can go to document color mode and just make sure that it's in CMYK and then save it after that, which, you know, you can make it CMYK in Illustrator as well, not just Photoshop. I would maybe bump this over a couple to really get it looking more centered. And I would actually bump this down too, just to kind of center it in this box. And I would move this away from the top a little bit and make sure you're not too close to the edge on either side. That kind of goofs it up, but I don't have your actual font in here. So when you have it looking the way you want it to, you know, you save it. And then I would say File, Package. This is how we do our package. I'm missing everything, but everything should be good here. All the default should be good. So just go ahead and push Package. But make sure you have your fonts, your link graphics, update link graphics and package should be checked. You don't need this one, or this one. And then you do want a high quality print PDF. So it's going to make a PDF print file. It's going to include your links and your graphics, or your and your fonts. So, and then we just, you know, we want to find somewhere good to put this, obviously. You know, we want to go in here and maybe business card project. Okay, I'm going to put my package folder in here, and it will, you know, create a folder here, package, you know, push OK, OK. And if we go into, you know, go into our files and go into documents and go back into graphic design 231. Oh no, that's not the one I actually saved it in. My fake one that I made. And business card project, you can see the folder here. And inside this folder, you should have an INDD file, which is the native file out of InDesign. You should have the PDF. And you should also have a fonts folder and a links folder. So otherwise, I don't have that. My package didn't make that because I don't have your links and I don't have your fonts. But, oh, actually, I should go back in and show you how to zip that folder up. Actually, on a PC Windows machine, it's going to be a little different creating a zip file, so you might have to Google that, how to create a zip file. But I want you to zip up that folder that the package made in your documents where you saved that. So yeah, let's see, I'll go back. Project. Okay, here's that folder, and you can tell it's the package folder because it puts the word folder on the end. And then control click on a Mac. On a PC, I think you right click on it and then you zip it that way, but I don't remember the exact wordage on what is on a Windows machine to zip, but it's easy enough to Google that and just look up how to zip up a folder on a Windows machine. On a Mac, it's a slightly different process, but you need to get that zip file and then upload that to Brightspace for a grade. I'm not quite sure what happened. But when I download your files, I just have INDD files, as you can see. So I'm not quite sure what happened. But anyway, that's pretty much the feedback that I have for you. I think option number 4 is probably my favorite anyway. Talk to you later.